Each mission has checkpoints after every 2 or 3 objectives, so failing an objective or getting shot down doesn't penalize the player that much. Actually, almost all of my failed missions were due to failed protection objectives, or shooting too much and crashing into the ground.
Wow, way to emote, Divot. I could really hear the concern in your voice. Downtown, no! What's the score of the Blue Jackets game?
Nice move! Another nice move! He scored! What a
Rick
goal!
Nash, yeah!
Doesn't get any better than...
It's not that the enemies don't shoot at you. In fact, everyone's quite happy to use machine guns on Downtown, with every enemy unit having the exact same gun, but the damage from it seems random. Machine gun fire from planes barely ever does any damage. From boats and ships, it usually does damage. From tanks, sometimes. From SAM sites...
Yeah, it hurts a little.
Missiles are entirely different. When an enemy fires a missile at you, a button queue appears to either drop flares and redirect the missile, or dodge it. Maybe this is why the enemies seem to only fire missiles once every 5 seconds or so.
Is it my turn to shoot, comrade?
Yet, we must wait our turn.
Whose turn is it?
I don't know.
Well, no one's shooting the Americans, so someone has to...
I know, my Russian accent sucks, but it's no worse than the ones in the game.
We are tracking enemy movement!
And hey, at least I didn't try the North Korean dictator voice.
The guns and missiles seem to do the same amount of damage on all 3 difficulty levels, despite what the instruction book says, and there don't appear to be any more enemies on the higher difficulties, so I don't know what makes each of them different.
Okay, I do know the difference between each, but it's a really lame difference.
Each difficulty setting has certain bonus objectives that can be triggered, usually by flying over a particular location or as tacked-on conditions to another objective. With a few exceptions, these can be failed without failing the whole mission. Completing bonus objectives unlocks extra plane types and weapon packs, both of which have some decent variety to them, but there are a couple of problems with this. Not only can the weapons themselves not be selected outside of each weapon pack, but each weapon pack is limited to a specific plane, and each plane can't change its machine gun type. I like the whole idea of choosing different loadouts based on what types of enemies are in each area, but this unnecessarily waters down the customization aspect. Still, that's not as bad as limiting several of the unlockable planes to mission mode only.
Wait, mission mode? What the hell is mission... Oh, mission mode! Oh, I'm so sorry, mission mode. I mean, you were so generic the first time I saw you, I completely forgot about you.
Mission mode is exactly what it sounds like. Being able to pick the mission and the difficulty while using the extra planes. This feels like an unnecessary add-on, like it should just be incorporated as part of campaign mode so they could make at least a rough multiplayer mode instead. Actually, there were quite a few unnecessary design choices, like the replay option. What's the point? Even in racing games where this could be somewhat useful, it's, well, not that useful. It's especially not useful here, where the camera angles show nothing that I couldn't see just by playing the game and switching around the viewpoint. Equally meaningless, the impact cam. Look, I like seeing planes explode, but this happens way too often. And it only happens with enemy aircraft. Also, your plane keeps moving while impact cam plays, so it's possible to end up flying past other targets or losing time during timed objectives. Some of the voice clips also play way too often. In fact, there were a few missions where I heard the same clips playing back to back to back.
Boom! Yeah! Great shot, DT! Boom! Yeah! Great shot, DT! Boom! Yeah! Great shot! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
And so after considering everything this game put me through, I have to say, reluctantly, this game is worth the $2 I paid for it.
Yes, the game is generic as all hell. The characters, enemies, and gameplay are entirely forgettable. There's almost no replay value whatsoever. But it does still manage to make the act of blowing things up entertaining and sometimes satisfying. and in some missions the kill count gets ridiculously high. I'm talking triple-digit kill counts. So ultimately, for $2, it was worth a quick play or two.
No, stop playing that music. I can't use that music. You have to stop playing.
I knew it! I knew you couldn't resist using that song! Pay up, loser!
In conclusion, Heatseeker, there is nothing special about you, and I'll probably forget I own you within a couple months. But for $2, I don't regret buying you.
Wait, was that the ending? No, that can't be right. There it... Huh. I guess it is. Alright. Well, Heatseeker, time to bury you in the closet with the rest of my crap.
I think not.
What the hell are you?
My name is Heatseeker. For we are many.
For we are many.
Didn't you know? Codemasters have been hard for years to oversaturate the video market with uninspired bullshit titles, making the people who play them as blind and dull as the games. Soon the entire world will have no choice but to identify themselves as subjects to the crown, and once again the sun will never set on the British Empire.
That is the worst British accent I have ever heard in my life.
Silence!
No, seriously, what are you trying to do? Yorkshire? Liverpool? Is that even British at all? Are you South African? Are you Australian? And how does playing games turn people into English citizens? It's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Silence.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Blah!
Alright, fine. I always wanted to see if I ever learned anything from fighting games. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Hey Chris, I'm writing with a lot on my mind, thinking back on our past, so I'm gonna rewind from the very first track. I've always been impressed, so I knew all along we would be a success. It was kinda funny getting ready for the ride, and knowing that this genre was in for a surprise. Recalling all the 0-1 beats you produced, taking breaks from my code, writing lyrics in my cube. Before we had an album or enough for a playlist, I was confident we would always end up being famous. Big fish, small pond, that's how I phrased it. Telling anyone that listen, you're the best, face it. Hey Chris, I'm still recording in my basement. Nerdcore is ours, I told you we would take it. 4 albums later, we're building quite a legacy. No, it wasn't painlessly, so thanks for having faith in me. Rock tracks, and